route, and that's a key component of Mike McCarthy's offense, and I think that's going to pay dividends when you're under pressure like he's been a little bit today, but he's making it look easy.
You've just passed the audition for Dancing with the Stars. Let's go down to Tracy.
I doubt that.
Coach, what a first half by Dak. What are you doing play calling wise? What is he doing against this defense to be so successful?
This is a game we wanted to play. We wanted to get as many cracks as guys. A lot of respect for their front. So running the ball at them, completions. We hit a couple big plays. Big thing, Tracy, is also we just got to contain their quarterback. He got out on us with some rushing discipline. So.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.
Well, in that first half, Wilson was 5 for 10, 94 yards, and the touchdown, 68 of the 94 coming on the one play. He also ran it, leading rusher by quite a bit, 42 yards on 6 rushes, and he's dancing around now. Sidearmed it, had to improvise, and just had a lot of heat on it, too much.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good job by him doing that. And you'll watch the first half comparison. Dak, one of his best first halves of his career by certain metrics and standards, and those are big words for me, so I pulled that off. But that's really high completion percentage, and like I talked about with the footwork, it all goes together. And some of those, I think he wouldn't have quite got to that guy there, except for his footwork says it's not there. Move to the next guy. Next guy, boom. You get hit, balls to him.
Well, when you major at Eastern Illinois in metrics and standards, you should know. Here's 2nd and 10. And the Cowboys back him up for a loss of 2.
Metric PhD.
That's right.
That worked too.
Micah Parsons with that tackle for a loss. Micah, we were saying that he's been the runner-up the last 2 years for Defensive Player of the Year. You know what he said to us?
Look at where he's lined up, Jim. Inside over a guard.
He said, I want to just be Defensive Player of the Year. I don't want to put a ceiling on it. I want to be the best player in the NFL.
And I think he's making a case. You talk about MVPs. It's been a long time since you consistently. Aaron Donald's been the guy, right? I think this guy's getting really close to taking over the mantle as the best defensive player if he's not there. There's a few guys, but.
Ball start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Now it'll be 3rd and 17. Let's take a look at Next Gen Stats powered by AWS.
Well, speaking of man coverage and having to beat people, right here, the Cowboys, a ton of man coverage today. They almost lead the NFL weekly in this. But the problem is, if you're going to run man coverage, you got to go against this guy, Garrett Wilson. At some point, he's going to bite you. And right there, he got the Cowboys. It's like live and die with it, but right now they're winning with it.
17 yards for a first down is what they need, and they just stick to the ground. Michael Carter, that call right there, they just were being very extra cautious.
No question. And that, to me, is one of those, like, why put our guy in a position? I don't mind the call. Everyone's going to be like, but I truly believe that's exactly what you have to do. You got to play to your defense. These guys are going to take it on. They're going to have to create a play or do something. Otherwise, you're not going to win this game. But don't let the game be wrecked by some hero-type ball on a 3rd and long.
This Cowboys special teams unit blocked a field goal last week. Wanye Thomas, it ended up being a touchdown return for them, and pressure on Morstead.
That looked close too, didn't it?
Yeah, but the KG veteran got it away, and it bounces out. And Dak says, okay, coming toward me, I'm going to hop onto that field, see if I can put together a second half like the one I had the first 30 minutes. Last week, after being 10 down at the half, margin was 8 tonight. Cowboys now with their first possession of the second half.
You're right. It did look bleak too, right? Like it didn't seem like they were going to come back because they weren't moving the ball great and everything.
Definitely more dire last week than it is today. Got a new left guard, TJ Bass, number 66, in for the Cowboys. And there's Pollard. First time he's been able to rip off a run today, and he is finally stopped by Jermaine Johnson. Otherwise, it might have gone the distance. We just pointed out TJ Bass. He made a big block here.
Well, first watch Zach Martin, and then you'll see. But Zach Martin right there just creates the hole, and that allows everyone to flow over the top. When you need a yard/15 in the run game, you just run behind that guy.
Pollard got as many yards on that carry, 23 as he had the entire first half on 10 attempts.
Well, you talked about Bass. He did not do as well on this one, Jim.
Yeah,
this is just the speed.
Quinnen Williams
come flying through.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, come on in and go ahead. We're going to put Williams right against you.
Whoa.
Oh, I got to block him. Oh, my bad. And that's part of it, though, the communication through that. You need to help someone who goes with you.
The Matador block did not work. 2nd and 14. Over to Lamb. Trying to spin out of it. There's nothing there as the Jets defense, and again it's Jermaine Johnson with the tackle. And now the Cowboys have a 3rd and long on the way.
That's a big deal, by the way, because last week Udoka played pretty well at that left guard, and right now you're going against as dominant, outside of Aaron Donald, and you see 71 Udoka, who I thought really, there was no plays where I'm sitting here like, oh, they're going to attack there. This is where you're going to get Williams, one of the premier inside defenders.
Drop back. Prescott slides, fires, completes. First down, perfect route run by CD, and the Cowboys move the chains.
What an outstanding job play calling before this ever happened. I mean, this is Mike McCarthy saying, you know what, we have a backup in, let's go ahead and use a chip. And that allows time for Dak. And slide the rest of the line to the left so you help out the young guy, Bass, on the other side.
Needed 14, they got 15. Here's the toss. Pollard waits for an opening. It's there for 7 yards for Pollard.
I mean, that was a huge 3rd down conversion a moment ago. Just the ability for this game. It's 18-10. You really kind of are okay. It's comfortable, but it's like this drive, you go ahead and don't get that punt. They go score. It's like, here we go. We're in for a battle. You go down and score this. You might even go for 2 again, 1. I mean, who knows? It looks like the metrics on that are all over the place.
Yes, there it is again. Jeff Ulbrich.
Fantastic. He'll be a head coach candidate after this year, Jim.
2nd and 4. Turpin in the backfield. They toss it over to him. He's still on his feet somehow. And little Kevontae Turpin has a first down for Dallas. He had a scoring run last week out of the backfield for 7 yards.
Yeah, and they use him, kind of as the gadget guy, but they also have him running routes inside. And this is a guy who has a ton of speed, smaller, obviously returner, but to me, he's as fast as the old number 9.
I was going to say, when they give you a 9
rare
here,
speedsters
you've
right
got
there. You throw them together, you never know who's going to win.
You got to have speed. It's mandatory with the number.
Difference.
1st and 10. Up the middle. What a run that was. As Dowdle got within a yard of another first, down at the 3-yard line.
This is a great time. Zach Martin, watch right here. He's going to make you miss. Just okey-doked him. And that opens it up because Thomas falls for it. And that gives Dowdle a big room, big hallway to run through. This is going to make it more difficult on Zach Wilson if you get down multiple scores and like 15, 16 points, because now the next drive matters just feeling-wise a lot more.
3 tight ends for the Cowboys. They'll go ground. As Dowdle stacked up, and he's got a first down. Be 1st and goal, on a yard out.
Where do all these runs keep getting back to? Right over that right guard area. Mike McCarthy's been around a long time, and to me, he knows short yardage, you go over your best player, he'll figure out a way not to get beaten, kind of push the. By the way, they just signed Zach Martin the last 2 weeks before the first game. That was a huge decision and a big one to get him back.
1st and goal. See what he sent in. Oh, they're going to hand it off to the tight end. And that was Hendershot trying to give him a touchdown. He'd have been the 3rd different tight end to get into the end zone. Whitehead, though, denies it.
I thought this could have scored. He went backwards almost, like kind of angle up, right? And he was real close. Great effort at the end by Hendershot.
2nd and goal, a yard away. Still Dowdle behind Prescott.
Now you got a real fullback, Lipke in. Not a lot of teams have one, right?
It's Dowdle. Dowdle is stacked up. Oh, look at the Jet defense respond. First one to get to him was Mosley.
This was outstanding by Mosley to read, react, use your ability to slide, and then really turn it on. I want you to watch right in the middle, to diagnose this play quickly, and then to get out there on the edge, and then boom. Boy, he's been playing at a high level of football for many years.
What a leader, too. Pollard returns to the backfield for Dallas. Saleh looks on. 3rd and goal. Now back out at the 3. Up top, they're going to go this time. Back to the end zone. Oh, he was open. Ferguson.
Oh, boy, that was wide open. CeeDee Lamb was open on the other side. You had multiple. This looked like an easy touchdown because on the bottom of your screen, you'll see that's a wide open touchdown, but Dak picks the other side, and you're not wrong either way, but just overthrew that. What a great route by Ferguson. He really beat Whitehead badly, and that's not easy to do. You know, he had 3 interceptions last game.
After having 7 his first 5 years in the league. He got 3 in one night. Now Aubrey 21 yards away. And converts on the chip shot. 21-10 Cowboys halfway through quarter number 3. What a spot. Here's a kick. Right down Broadway it goes for the touchback. Tracy, it's all yours.
Jim, I had a chance to speak with Robert Saleh at halftime, and he said Zach Wilson is just playing awesome. He said he really did a good job at that 2-minute at the end of the half. And in terms of his running ability, he said that is his superpower. He just needs to be more careful. As for the defense, they have to get off the field on 3rd down. He said Sauce had that opportunity for the interception. They just need to be better all around defensively.
All right, Trace, confidence. And is something that Robert talked at length about last night, how important it is as a player, particularly in his young quarterback.
Can't buy it.
That's why last year he set him out the second half of the season, because he just didn't want to damage it anymore.
Yeah.
It's a 1st and 10 play. With pressure, he's able to hang in there, looks around and flings it for the completion. And Alan Lazard, the former Packer, has it.
Held on to that ball and did a great job sliding. You just talked about it, and confidence breeds on itself, right? Sometimes it can snowball the other way, which was kind of going in that direction last year, and it's starting to see him really grow up in some ways. And I think right there, Coach knows the difference, right? He saw him in that first half. He's seen him for a long time, and seeing this right now, I think there's a chance, you know, through demonstrated ability to yourself, you can gain that.
Here's Dalvin Cook, who's done very little so far. Parsons is waiting for him, and he knocks him down for a loss of a couple. Oh, the ball is out. Parsons is running with it. Parsons going to the end zone. And he's in for the touchdown. We got to wait and see what the officials say.
I mean, this has a chance.
Cook coughed it up as Parsons was waiting on that side.
Jim, this is going to come down to whether they blew the whistle, because I saw him take it out. Not only did he make an incredible play, I mean, this is a monster. The monster Micah Parsons defends it perfectly on the edge, then goes and then rips the ball out. And whether they blew the whistle and said he was down or not,
And let's listen for a whistle here. Lay out for a second, just listen. And we heard no whistle on that.
Yeah, but we didn't hear a whistle right here as he scores either.
All right, it's going to be reviewed up top. We'll step aside.
However, the return man, the defender, was touched down at the 37-yard line. So he's down there by contact. So he downs his ball at the 37-yard line, 1st down.
Tony, let's go to Gene for this.
Yep. We clearly see a fumble on this one, guys. And then when you can see when Micah Parsons picks this up with possession, his knee is touching Tomlinson right there before Parsons' right knee gets off of the ground. So you've got a fumble recovery, but you have a down by contact right there with the possession and the touching of Tomlinson.
Well, we talked earlier with Parsons, right? He wanted to be the MVP of the league, best player. And I was like, well, part of that, you got to make game-changing plays, not just all the sacks. And boy, did he do it there.
There's Turpin just back to the line of scrimmage. You're right. Don't put a ceiling on it, he said.
Yep.
And that's the kind of thing that he's doing right there.
I mean, you can almost be, you know, how quarterback really controls the game so much late in the game and just, you know, has the biggest impact on the outcomes. Well, this guy's doing the same thing, and that is not a good start for Dalvin Cook.
No, Dalvin, who had the 4 fumbles lost last year as a Viking, tied for most among running backs with a fumble in this situation. The Cowboys up 11 now from the 38. That's CeeDee Lamb, and again, quick tackling by the Jets defense this time. Sauce.
Well, you talk about Dalvin Cook. Boy, Sauce is so good. I mean, love watching him. He's got a great energy, and he hasn't had a lot of passes, been thrown at him, and that's what's going to happen week in, week out.
And now for Lamb, that is, including the playoffs last year, 4 of his last 6 games with double-digit receptions. That was his 10th for 122 yards today.
Yeah, he's so hard to cover, and they're using him so many different ways. Kellen Moore did that as well. Did a good job unlocking it, so it's so hard to stop. And then the connection between the two, quarterback and CD, it's very high.
There's the throw. Pollard in the flat, covered up by Quincy Williams. So the Cowboys did very little off that takeaway, and they're going to attempt the field goal.
Yeah, that was a little strange. Just there wasn't one route that would have gotten a first down on that play. I mean, nobody ran close to the sticks, and it's almost like they just wanted to get in field goal range a little bit better.
Check out the leg of Brandon Aubrey. Again, the soccer star, worked with a football kicking coach, went through the USFL with Birmingham. This is 55 yards.
Wow.
Can he kick it? Oh my goodness. Halfway up the net.
It's crazy. See John Fossil right there showing off. I told you this guy's good. Soccer, nah, it's football, or it's both,
And the Jets first met in 1971. Starting quarterbacks that day, Joe Namath and Roger Staubach. Cowboys won big. Mack returned the opening kick for a touchdown and went on to win Super Bowl VI that season.
Wow.
Here's the kick by Aubrey.
Did you do that game? Did you call it?
I actually remember watching the Super Bowl VI, but no.
Nope.
Missed it by a few years. Here's Saturday. I'll be watching this too. Huge day of college football on CBS. 3:30 Eastern. SEC on CBS. 15th ranked Ole Miss taking on number 13 Alabama. In prime time, we go to the Big Ten. Happy Valley will be the site. Iowa and Penn State both are ranked. It all begins at 2:30 with the drive to Atlanta, followed by College Football Today. Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Okay, back out of a empty backfield.
5 linemen, 5 blockers. That's one-on-one for each one.
And he goes down. Well, they went with an empty backfield. They spread it out. The numbers were there for the Cowboys to pounce, and they do. Odighizuwa is the first to get to him.
See, they're going against each other. They're going against. You got to get the ball out. 5 on 5. This is a dynamic pass rush team, and that's the one area where young guys, you can't hold the ball when you're an empty with no one in the backfield to help you in protection against this type of squad.
That's a loss of 7. Second and 17. Garrett Wilson. Well, he lost it trying to turn upfield. And Tracy, we're down to you.
Jim, a scary scene as Dallas's assistant D-line coach Sharif Floyd fainted on the sideline. Fortunately, though, he did get up under his own power, able to walk into the locker room for evaluation.
Thank you, Tracy. We wish him well. We remember him playing for the Vikings back in the day. It's a 3rd and 17.
This place is rocking, loudest they've been. You're on the road, down 2 scores late in the game, Zach.
Goes underneath. Conklin, they give it to him, and he's going to be well short of the first.
And this was a good decision. This is very easy to lose the game right there with trying to fit it in and thinking you have to win it right now. There wasn't much there, and smart. But you lost that drive when you held the ball. 5 men rushing, nobody gets any help, and you cannot take a double hitch like we talked about earlier in a third one.
Yeah, both drives this half, the Jets had a 3rd and 17. So now Morstead. This is punt number 5 on the day for Thomas. Best remembered for that Super Bowl onside kick that he pulled off. Started the second half for the Saints against the Colts.
Wow.
Super Bowl 44.
Both those teams were incredible.
There's Turpin with a fair catch at the 20. That is a game that I actually did call. Not Super Bowl 6, but Super Bowl 44. Put me in my proper generation. Here's Dak. Hey, the big news this week was about, feature story about how he went out and got a tattoo this offseason. It took 11 hours to be, completed. This was not exactly what the tattoo reads, but those are some impressive career numbers when you look at it.
11 hours under.
11 hours under.
It's scary.
Last year's Walter Payton Man of the Year award winner, so that is always worth extolling when you receive that award. We got an update in New York.
Deebo Samuel, indeed a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, Brock Purdy, a slant, I guess a lateral pass, whatever you want to call it. Easy one right there, Tony. 11 yards from Brock Purdy. They go up 27-17 over the Los Angeles Rams.
He does it all, does he not? Back to Jim Nantz.
Well, that's the Deebo we saw 2 years ago, fellas. Last year, not so much so, but man, when he's like that, look out. Here's 2nd and 7. They've got Pollard, and he splits the two defenders, and he's nearly, in fact, they're going to give him the first down. He went right between Mosley and Davis.
And just the ball, just these simple completions, just you go ahead and chip off the edge, and then you get out into your route, and Dak takes one hitch, second hitch to the back. Perfect motion, and just stay in phase. Gets you an easy first down. Looks like the old West Coast. 49ers all those years.
I think it's Texas Coast they now call it internally, right?
Yeah, now here it's Texas Coast. You got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's not West Coast, it's Texas Coast offense by Mike McCarthy.
And it got me all excited. I thought they said Texas Toast.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I didn't, not pre-planned, I promise.
Oh, man, that was too good.
Bring it to me, Burnt.
Wow, we're so cheesy.
2nd and 7. Oh, adding on. Looks left, goes right. So wave him off. Look at this. Boy, this kid's got some speed, doesn't he? As Dowdle rips off one all the way to the Jets side of the field, and Lipke threw a nice block for him. Gain of 17.
Just watch the footwork, the eyes. He's going to go turn, fake to the left. Boom. Now reshuffle once and second. Ball out. Fantastic. That is a teaching tape for Dak Prescott to show the Trey Lance and Cooper Rush behind him.
First down carry. They go back to Dowdle, the middle for about 5. Tripped up by Whitehead. Now, Tony Adams, we saw him late in the second quarter shaken up, and he's now been downgraded to doubtful with a hamstring, which means we won't see him.
Yeah, he's been playing great ball. Adrian Amos from Green Bay. Comes over. He'll be out on the field a bunch with Whitehead. But I do think, to me right now, you're seeing the Jets look a little tired after those long drives in that first half. They don't ever look that way to me.
There's Pollard. Early contact on him, as Eccles was the first to make contact with him.
It's a great job to sidestep him. Pollard's the other big threat. You come into the game, you're like, all right, it's CeeDee Lamb and Pollard, and how do we have a plan for them? And so far today, what a great job of getting your two dynamic players the ball. 12 targets for CeeDee Lamb, 10 catches. Pollard, 16 attempts, also with 5 receptions. I mean, that's too many touches for the two best players.
3rd and 4 final seconds of the quarter. There's Pollard. Turns it upfield. He's got another gain. That will probably run out the quarter, and there's another catch, another touch for him. Catch number 6, and it goes for 18 yards.
Wow, and that was a great job. Get out of the huddle quickly, and the communication issues. Williams is there late, and right now, going to the 4th. Who's happy and who's sad right now, Jim?
Well, we know the Cowboys are feeling pretty good.
Offense number 78, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Steele will back him up 5 yards. In that third quarter, Dallas picked up 110 yards. The Jets, 13 yards of offense.
Yeah, they imposed their will. It looked to me like those long drives, they do pay dividends as the game goes on. You saw some of the Jets a little slower, and they leap off the tape. Both these defenses fly around, but look at that, 66 plays. This has been, I mean, the fact the Jets are in this game right now, is kind of impressive because this could be a big blow to their chances of Dallas can plug it in.
1st and 15. Look who's wide open. C.D. Lamb as Reed brings him down near the 10-yard line. Boy, Lamb with his 11th catch for now 143 yards and a touchdown.
Well, you're going to see the motion come in here and come back, but watch C.D. right there. This presents trouble because you're going to throw that swing screen. No, you're not. It's hard. You haven't seen this Mike McCarthy offense, right? This is really some of the first time you're seeing any of this stuff. So they haven't put it on tape.
Lamb does not have a touchdown, but he does have a career high tying 11 touchdown catches. And nice play right there coming up quickly as Huff. You said in the first half you like what you've seen out of Huff, and he's got another tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player's off to a great start this year. You'll see just the speed, the get off. He's really kind of a third down. He's not the biggest guy, but this guy creates as many pressures in passing situations. Through next gen stats powered by AWS, they tell us this guy gets as much pressure with the opportunities he's given as anyone. And you see part of that speed right there.
2nd and goal. And timeout called by the Cowboys. By the way, next Sunday, Regional Week on CBS features an AFC East rivalry. Patriots take on the Jets. Some will see the Broncos battling the Dolphins. Of course, it all begins with the NFL Today at noon Eastern with JB and the crew on the NFL Today. The NFL is on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. I thought it was interesting when he said it yesterday to us in our production meeting. Mike McCarthy said, one thing I'd like to look for in a game, if we can get Dak 26, 27 completions, I'll feel pretty good about it. I thought, I've never heard a coach quite say it that way. He's got 28 completions right now.
I mean, he knows football, and the more you're around him, the more you can't help but think the fact that people talked about, let's watch this play. I got something good for you here.
Here's Pollard.
To your point, he knows stuff like that, right? Like he's just done it so many times. He's gone against the defense with this style of defense so many times. Good pass rush. It's like, this is how we usually win, right? And he's able to do that and tell you what. And then as a quarterback, you're like, all right, just get the ball out of my hands. We're not looking for all these big plays. They don't give them up. The Jets don't give up big plays.
Of course, he won a Super Bowl right here in this very stadium with his man Aaron Rodgers, Super Bowl 45 over Pittsburgh. He's got a 3rd and goal right here.
Well, the difference is Aaron, by the end of his career there, he wanted things to be static, wait to 1 second on the clock, get it all perfect, and that's what happens. But now you're back to get it out, get it to the flat, and let him make a play.
And out in the flat, they go to Pollard, and he's shoved out. But again, they contain him for a gain of 3.
I mean, it's a great decision because truly to wait it out, sack, fumble, anything, it's like you getting 3 points here. Your percentages go way up to winning this football game. And barring something crazy like his first kick when he had started the extra point, he's been perfect ever since.
Okay, we've got Aubrey from 26 yards. And that's good.
Just wearing them down right now. The Cowboys imposing their will. We'll be back.
Ferguson. Then the Jets got on the board with a 68-yard strike to Garrett Wilson. Hendershot with a score. Aubrey's done his part with 3 field goals. And it's a 3-score game now, Tony, here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just kind of warmed down. Those long drives in the beginning, I was wondering how long this Jets defense could maintain this level, of just making them go the long, hard way. And right now it looks like things are getting a little easier for the Cowboys, and they're still protecting the ball. But right when we thought the game was getting out of hand before, you saw a quick strike by Zach Wilson. So we'll find out again if he could get right back to Garrett Wilson.
Well, Micah, he's been everywhere in this game, hasn't he?
He has. He's been like this for his whole career. Line him up outside, twist all the way inside. How do you pass that off between multiple people? Really difficult. And then line him up inside, which they're doing a lot of this year to start the year. And you see just the game-changing plays, ripping the ball out. I mean, he's playing at another level. I know it's hard to manage because he's just been incredible since he's got here, Jim, but now he's lining up everywhere. He is the epitome of a game wrecker. Micah, game wrecker, Parsons.
I like it. Give Dan Quinn a lot of credit for that, too. Got a kind of a new strategy about moving people around this year. There's a pass on the money to Garrett and over to Tracy.
Jim, we talked to Micah Parsons this week, and he told us he worked on his mobility in the offseason. His hips, his ankles, his hands, the boxing he's doing helps his tempo, his heart rate, his speed, his conditioning. He credits his wrestling days with his movements, and he hopes to do jiu-jitsu next year as well, always trying to find ways to improve.
Wow, he has the same schedule I do.
Yeah, right.
We're both just going out and doing the same stuff at workouts we're running into, and now he's lined up on the outside.
18 plus 18. Oh, look at that pressure. And it's Parsons. Oh, Parsons. Yeah, there you talk. Well, you just gave him the name Game Wrecker.
Well, look, he just keeps wrecking the game for the other team by himself. He ends, drives. He ends games for this team, and then right here, it's like, all right, next play, I just beat you. And that was not even the quarterback holding the ball that long. He went so fast. It reminds me of Aaron Donald a different way. But
yeah,
this guy lines up everywhere. Now you see him. He's playing Aaron Donald's position. He's just going to line up just left of the center.
Standing up. And here he goes.
Oh, beat him again.
Up the middle. Giving chase. Flag is out. Ball intercepted. Curse has it. Curse taken off. And the Cowboys defense trying to get another touchdown this week. And it ends at the 18-yard line. Probably going to hold up. Probably going to be a penalty against the offensive line of the Jets.
It very much looked like it, and I think this will stand, like you said. And who provides it? You saw it right before the play. The game wrecker.
Offense number 77. That penalty's declined. First down, Dallas.
Tony, it's his third year, Parsons, and he really made that play in so many ways.
Oh, you know exactly. Without this, you don't have to flush out. You're standing in the middle. He just beats us center one-on-one, which is not easy to do, and makes the quarterback rush. And he took the ball away physically, made the running back run outside last drive, and Dan Quinn, there it is. Good job. Good job. Come on. The body language. Come. No, one more. Yeah, baby. All right.
Sounds just like him.
Told you guys. Let's go. All right.
Parsons with a fumble forced and a recovery, and really forced that interception.
I mean, think about it. The last two drives, he just
as Pollard blitzes up the middle
took it from the other team. One of them, he physically took it. The other one, he makes it happen.
Well,
he's a game record.
I was going to say, we've seen him now a bunch during his first 2 years in the league, but I'm not sure we've ever seen him play a better game than he has today.
I don't know, but you're right. I think this is outstanding. I mean, the Tom Brady game, he hit the quarterback more than anybody by himself when we were here. But I do think his evolution, Jim, of playing everywhere. Like, people can't play everywhere because the responsibility of that, you can't know what gap to fit, when to go, when to come back under, like to use the rip, the power, the speed, the power. I mean, it's endless, and he has it all.
2nd and 2, and Pollard just gets it across the line for a 1st and goal to go for Dallas.
I was hesitant to use the Lawrence Taylor term because it's like we're talking about LT.
Yeah, you have to be careful. But
I'm just saying, this guy's making me consider at the end
close
of his
to
career.
saying it.
He's the only one I've seen that I'm saying has a shot of getting into his stratosphere. You got like Reggie White, a little different player, but like LT, you'd move him anywhere. He's going to win. Like literally, LT, we talked to Belichick, he went down and what did he, block a punt? And the next time he returned a punt for a touch. I mean, these are NFL things that a defensive
and this is just game
doesn't do. And this is what Micah looks like to me.
It's just game 2 of year 3. 1st and goal. Pollard for a 3rd straight time.
I mean, Derek Thomas, amazing, right? He's on that level. And I mean, like, there's not many guys ever. And he is smart and he wants it. Well deserving. All the hard work he puts in, me and him in the gym together. Whew.
Boy, it's a dangerous duo.
It is.
You're the guy that he's been boxing with.
Yeah, I've helped him with, just conditioning.
Tracy was talking about that, how we may even take it to another level next year with jiu-jitsu, but, the whole boxing thing he told us was about where to find someone else's hands. Just get used to instinctive things to do.
Great call. There's so many times you're going in, a guy's trying to block you, and you want to use his hands against him, use his leverage against him, and he does that.
2nd and goal, and Pollard dives. He's got a touchdown. We do have a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
What a run by Tony Pollard.
Holding offense number 77. 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
And they flagged Tyron Smith for that.
Yeah, this is the Jets got all the bad calls in the first half when it was bang bang, but you see 77 right there at the end. I don't know if he's holding or if he just goes down. Yeah, that's a good call. I felt like there was a lot of 50-50 calls in that first half, and if you're a Jets fan, you think you're wrong, and if you're a Cowboy fan, you think it's right. But on that one, that was the right call.
Well, they had that one drive right before the end of the half where there were 3 penalties on the Jets defense inside the 15, including a pair of roughing the passer calls that I wasn't so sure about either one of them. Yeah. Here's a 2nd and goal. Now ball put back at the 16.
Ding, ding. He's in the middle. CeeDee Lamb.
And they'll go with Ferguson. He's dropped quickly by Quincy Williams. Only 1.
Quincy Williams is one of the fastest once he decides to make up ground in the National Football League at the linebacker position. You know, all the speed stats, like Breece Hall ran over 20 miles an hour last week. You know, one of only 3 players to do it twice, and I feel like Quincy Williams has that kind of speed at linebacker sometimes.
It was amazing to see Breece Hall whip off an 83-yard run coming back from that ACL. They weren't even sure he'd be back week 1.
Silenced doubters right away.
Yeah, he sure did. 15 yards away, 3rd and goal. The flag is out. As Pollard is bottled up again.
Usually there's like a legal motion because
illegal shift. Offense, 2 players were moving, did not reset. That penalty's declined. Brings up 4th down.
Problem is the center hadn't touched the ball, Jim. Everyone was set. But I think everyone's got to be down in their stance when you go in motion. Can't have 2 guys in motion. What an outstanding job. Coach McCarthy, I think it's silly when sometimes people talk about, oh, he's under pressure for his job stuff. I'm like, everyone's under pressure for their job, but back-to-back 12-win seasons. I mean, the last time they did that in Dallas was in the dynasty in the 90s. And so great start to his career, and you can only see that possibly a 3rd season, it looks like.
Now for his 5th made field goal of the day, Aubrey. Boy, he makes it look so simple, doesn't he? 5 for 5 on the day.
Just like your golf swing.
Tempo's everything.
Simple, baby.
Well, the Cowboys have blanked the Jets in the 2nd half, and Prescott's thrown for 246 yards and a pair of touchdowns. The 5 field goals, by the way, by Aubrey, that's most made by a Cowboy kicker in 10 years since Dan Bailey had 5 in a game against Green Bay, a game you threw for 358.
Well, I mean, that defense gave him a chance by making him kick field to get this guy since Namath, right? And you got to remember, Favre came over for a year. They got off to a pretty good start, and then just didn't quite get there at the end. He got injured. Otherwise, I think they would have been a playoff team and formidable.
1st and 10, deep, and Diggs knocked it away, reached up with the right hand and denied.
This right here is what I think they need to do going forward with Zach Wilson. He can throw the football. You're going to get a lot of one-on-one. They want to stop the run, and this is mano-a-mano. Diggs on Wilson, and Diggs gets the best of him here, even though I think Wilson has been open a few times today. It's just hard to get the ball there when people are hitting the quarterback. But they're going to have a lot of chances to take shots, Jim, because these safeties are going to be down to help in the run game. And then he comes down, he goes back. I mean, but
here's a 2nd and 10. And he's got a completion. Nicole Hardman, the former Chief, who didn't even play an offensive snap last week, has his first catch as a Jet. Let's go back to New York studios.
Washington was down by 18, Bill.
Yeah, Brian Robinson's going to take us from 2 yards out. That puts Washington back in front of Denver 28-24. As JB mentioned, they were down 21-3 at one point in this game.
Back to Jim Nance.
Yeah, nice comeback there. And the Giants were down 20-0. And they've come back to tie it at Arizona 28-all late in the fourth. Here's a 3rd and 4. Here comes Parsons. Oh, he almost reached him. Still trying. Wilson launches. Oh, what a throw. My goodness.
Wow.
Lazard with the catch. We'll check the flag. Flag is in the offensive backfield.
That was a dime. I mean, that's why you're drafted 2nd overall.
Holding. Offense. Number 76. 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Called on Dwayne Brown. It nullifies the 37-yard pass play.
Well, this is just, you can't get so deep in the pocket. I mean, it's not bad, but this is just incredible range and the bend and the ability to get your body to almost stop right there, Jim, at that kind of a speed and angle.
And then he takes off again.
I know, and comes right back. And then the throw. I think that those are the type of throws that make you still kind of want to believe in Zach Wilson, and that's a rare throw. He has big-time upside with his arm, but we need to get through progressions quicker. But I think he saw some decent things today, but that's not his fault there, right? But I think they need to be more aggressive.
Field is an incomplete pass, and therefore Dallas elects to decline the penalty, which brings up 4th down.
Interesting. Now they say it was incomplete, so Cowboys will turn down the holding mark off. And here's the look. We thought Lazard had caught it.
One.
No, I didn't get the 2nd foot.
Yeah,
he did catch it. He just didn't have both feet down.
I think this is, to me, going forward, right? And this is, do you have any hope, right? Because if you're a Jets fan, you still think you're winning this game, don't you, Jim?
You have no choice. You're here to win the game.
Yes.
You're down 20, and there's only a half quarter to go.
You play
to win the game. I remember that in Jets history. There's the pass. Knocked down, got a fingertip
That's
on
a
it.
penalty, yeah.
Oh, Gilmore will be flagged for it.
Whenever I can't see the second hand even have a chance of coming up, you're usually holding it. And that was a great throw. On time and rhythm. Great defense by Gilmore, but you got to get your hands off at the end especially.
Pass interference, defense, number 21. Count. Oh, he places the spot of the foul. 1st down.
Former Defensive Player of the Year, Stephon Gilmore.
Yep, that'll be called every time.
When you look at Zach, you were just extolling some of the things that you see that he's doing well. How do you see him to get better more quickly?
Great question. Well, watch like on this play. You got softer safeties. If they stay deep, you throw it underneath, right? When the safeties come down, which they're going to because of the running backs.
Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
So I think the operation's better, right? They don't get a ton of these. That sometimes is, you know, play call comes in, you got to get through things so everyone's on the same page. But to me, as a coach, you're looking at his skill set, Jim. And if I'm coaching Zach Wilson, or if I'm coaching the staff and you're the head coach, you're like, here's what I want. Tell me what his strengths are. Where are the weaknesses for any player? His strength is the ability to throw the football.
Here's a 1st and 15. There's a good throw, and chugging along for the 1st down is Conklin.
And so if your ability really is to throw the ball at a very high level from different platforms, the idea is to obviously work on his footwork. But let's give him opportunities to throw the ball where he's clean mentally. And the problem is for youngsters when they come in, they're trying to throw a ball and fit it and do everything perfect. It's like, let's block him up and run 2-man routes.
Here comes Parsons. Parsons gets to him back at the 48. Add to the highlight reel.
And this is exactly what I'm talking about here. This right here, it's a screen, so the ball should never be sacked. Throw it in the dirt, right at the ground, right there. Throw it down. Throw it again. That's way too long. And to me, see how there's nobody, like all these guys out here? It's just him. There's no tight ends, no anybody. It's a screen. Throw it in the ground. Your brain has to know that right there. You cannot do anything else. Well, the second thing is block these guys up. See those guys off the ball on these edge? Now chip them and throw to the other 3 or throw it away. Perfect.
2nd and 15. Gonna launch it. Wilson. And it's intercepted. That is Malik Hooker. He's not going to get beat on this one. He's got his interception.
This was an amazing route by Garrett Wilson. He absolutely destroyed Diggs. The problem is Zach Wilson kind of stared it down a little too long. I mean, this Hooker's not supposed to be helping Diggs on this play. He destroys him on the route and the range to get over there, and that's because Zach Wilson just looked at the receiver too long. He should have held the free safety. But that is the offense I like. He just needs to pump fake and then throw. This guy's going to get open. He's a monster. He knows it. Keep your eyes on the free safety. You don't need to look at the receiver. He's going to win.
First and 10. And so Pollard up ahead for about 7. So I think we've agreed that McCarthy returning to play calling duties has been a success. Now, it's been a long time since he had that role. One thing he hasn't quite learned yet or remembered to do is the play callers of today all cover up their mouth with the play sheet when they're sending in the plays. It's been so long. I mean, he's an open book right there. Not that anybody's reading it and working against him on it today.
You want to go ahead and read every one of those words in the West Coast system? It's going to take a while, but I tell you, you're right.
Go hire a lip reader.
Oh, man.
All right.
Mike, you've just given away. You guys are only up.
It's only up now.
You're only up 70-10 in the first 2 games because you're showing everyone the play.
You're giving up too much. Pollard goes underneath, 1 yard short. Just check it out.
You're right, though. All right, 11. I don't want to tell you everything here. Now I feel bad as I just read it. All right. We're going to all meet up after the game, and then we'll hang out if you guys just get this first down for me, and we'll watch some tape maybe.
I think that was it.
All right, I'm just going to go. I'm tired. What a game by that guy.
Still say it was his best.
You might be right, John.
Got a second sack. Again, forced fumble recovery, and forced interception, which is not a category. Could be one. 3rd and 1. Jets make the stop.
That should be one. You're right.
It really should be
to
one.
me, most interceptions throughout, like, you go look at any quarterback at the end of the year and you go look at the interception tape, overwhelmingly 3/4 at least are because of the pressure provided by somebody in the pocket that created the opportunity either for the ball to come out too early or under duress where the ball tailed on him. It's one of the keys to turnovers in this league, and what a shock this team's led it the last 2 years.
That was Anger. He almost saw a Jet get a hand on it. That punt all the way back to the 30. Gibson, no chance to run it back. Fair catch. 56-yard beauty by Anger. Well, you know, during this summer, the Cowboys lost one of their Hall of Famers who was inducted just a few years ago, Gil Brandt. He was a part of those great early days of the Cowboys and was there for a long time until the Jones family came in and bought the franchise, and they've got a decal on the Cowboy helmets. Gil Brandt, personnel man who did things his own way, and we all knew him. I mean, incredible memory, knew everything about everybody, and he was the guy that kind of before computers worked computers, found athletes from other sports, Cornell Green, Ron Whitby, it goes on and on, guys that through the years. There's a throw to Conklin for 11 years. I'm sure you had to know him quite well too, as he plucked you out of Eastern Illinois.
I met him.
Well, we can't give him credit for that.
No, he didn't pluck me, but he was here. He knew well. He was such a football guy. You're trying to draft guys who love football. Well, I don't know if you've ever met someone who loves football as much as Gil Brandt all the way up until the end. He's still, as you see Zach get rushed out and have to throw it away, but he'll be missed. This was a guy who was right up there for one of the big reasons why the Cowboys had the incredible run for the 30 years. I mean, it's just
the guys that he had that were not drafted.
They're ahead of the curve, and this is what happens.
Or drafted really late. Bob Hayes, Roger Staubach, Drew Pearson undrafted.
Went and found a fast guy, and he's like, this fast guy can use that speed on the field, and boom. It's like he was doing things before anybody else, and everybody who's innovative, you just don't do it the same way. He was right there at the forefront, him and Tex Schramm, and that helped build this dynasty. 2nd and 10. So happy to see him recognized in Canton in 2019. Here is
Zach Wilson, he was trying to find Lazard, but right in front of McCarthy. But that was denied by Bland. His Cowboy defense, by the way, on the season, through 2 games, 6 takeaways, and only 1 touchdown allowed while scoring 1 touchdown themselves. Pretty amazing.
It really is. They're off to a start. You know, there's always hype in the offseason, and you're going to be great, and we're going to be a dominant, dominant defense, not just this year, but those dominant defenses that last. The Seattles, the Ravens, Buccaneers, the Broncos of Von Miller, and then obviously a million before.
Caleb Williams, 4th and 5. Well, that's 2 games they were competitive in and could have won against Washington and the Giants. Here's a 4th and 5. Down the middle and incomplete. But we do have a marker out.
Oh, is he hurt? Get up, Garrett. He leaves everything on the field. Can't help but root for guys like that.
Defense number 26. Ball placed at the spot of the foul. First down, New York.
Called on Deron Bland. 2 catches to
start to the year. The Eagles came on and it was like, whoa, these guys are for real. And what they did, and you're seeing that play out.
Intercepted by
right
Diggs.
Like this.
By Diggs, and he falls at the feet of Michael Carter as Wilson has thrown his 3rd pick of the game.
This is just Dan Quinn.
That guy deserves so much of the
Jerry
credit.
Jones, Stephen Jones, Jared Jr., they deserve so much credit for bringing him back and making it happen, because providing him with these players is a dynamic duo that is very hard to deal with. He has evolved and changed. This is one of the preeminent defensive coordinators in the National Football League, has been for a while. He was a part of that Seattle dominant run. I think he's creating a culture very much like it, and I think there's a chance that this defense could make their claim as maybe being one of those 3, 4, or 5-year run defenses that you never want to see.
Well, the last 2 years have been a pretty good run on their own. They just weren't able to take it past the divisional round, as last year the 49ers knocked them out for the 2nd straight year.
Oh,
Quinn it to win it.
Quinn it to win it.
He was talking to us yesterday about, as you see all these things, first over the last 2 years in takes and sacks. He spent the offseason wondering, where can I put these guys in certain positions and become more versatile without allowing the opponent to exchange packages to match up what the Cowboys defense is doing, fooling and confusing the other offenses. We've seen it through 2 weeks. So it's next level. 2nd and 5.
Turnovers don't happen like this.
There's a 1st down picked up by Ferguson, and he overlapped by a year with Robert Saleh out in San Francisco back in 2013 when they both were on the staff, and Seattle, I should say Seattle, assisting under Ken Norton Jr.'s defense.
Both great coaches. But
1870, as they say, since the merger. 2 teams have scored at least 70 points and allowed 10 or fewer through the first 2 games of the season. The Lions in 70 and the Patriots 4 years ago.
Well, this is because, to me, it's just so hard to think that you can lead the league back-to-back years in creating takeaways. And to do that, I tell you what he's done, it shows you his unique ability to just how intelligent he is. To connect with people, how to get players to go there, and then on top of it, to hire the right coaches, to get everyone to commit fully. I mean, I'm incredibly impressed with this guy.
No question. We've got another update. Let's go back to the studio in New York.
Brian Robinson Jr. is a comeback story.
Yeah, he is. His 2nd touchdown of the day, 15 yards out right there, 128 total yards. Washington Commanders up 35-24 with 5 minutes to go in the game.
Back to Jim Nantz.
That's just an amazing turnaround in that game. Both that game and the Giants turnaround against Arizona.
That was one of the things going into the year that I wanted to see, that I was excited about, was Eric Bieniemy, right? Going there, it had been so long he'd been at Kansas City. Can he take this over there? I mean, for them to get off to a 2-0 start.
Bonus coverage of that game is coming up when this one ends. Absolutely. That's going to do it as the Cowboys rack up 381 yards, hold the Jets to 215. They force 4 takeaways of the Jets. The modern-day doomsday defense is developing here in Dallas.
The dominant defense of Dallas. That's what I'm calling them. That's dominance. The dominant defense.
That's 9 straight wins at home. It's back-to-back wins to open the season over the Giants and the Jets. That would be New York, New York. The first 2 weeks. Fallen victim to this Dallas team. The final score is Dallas 30 and the New York Jets 10. For Tony, Tracy, and Gene. Jim Nance saying so long from Dallas. Bonus coverage now. Let's go to JB.